Argentina's first major champion, his 45th birthday, the best round of golf he will ever play in his life. A 65, good enough to force a playoff for a green jacket at the Masters. And he loses. Not to a bad shot, not to a rival playing better. He loses because of a pencil mark he didn't even make. We are talking about the day golf proved on live television in front of the entire world that being right doesn't matter if you signed the wrong piece of paper. This is Keep Buggering On, and fair warning, everything you're about to hear is true, and none of it is going to make you feel any better about humanity. Today's line, today's design, comes from a phrase KBO Standard Supply thought deserved to be worn: the Unfairway. I'll tell you why at the end, but for now, Augusta National, 1968. Roberto De Vicenzo, that's De Vicenzo. Write it down because you're going to want to say it correctly when you bring this up at a dinner party. And trust me, you will bring this up at a dinner party. It's April 14th, 1968, Easter Sunday, Augusta National. And it happens to be Roberto's 45th birthday, which the crowd knows because as he walks up towards the second green, they start singing to it, "Happy Birthday," on the back nine. At the Masters, if you're scripting a golf movie and you write this scene, your editor cuts it for being too much. And Roberto responds by playing like a man who's been personally blessed. He birdies the second, birdies the third. He is 4 under through 3 holes. He is doing the golf equivalent of walking into a room and immediately being the most interesting person in it. He finishes the round with a 65. The best of his career. Good enough by everyone's math, including his own, to tie the leader, Bob Colby, and force an 18-hole playoff the next day for the green jacket. Here's where it goes sideways. In stroke play, you don't keep your own scorecard. Your playing partner does, and you double-check it and sign it. Roberto's partner that day is golfer named Tommy Aaron. And on the 17th hole, where Roberto made a very good birdie, a 3, Tommy, for some reasons lost to history, writes down a 4. Now, normally, this gets caught. You look at your card and you say, "Hey, that's wrong." And somebody fixes it. Everybody moves on with their lives. But Roberto had just bogeyed the 18th hole, the only mistake in an otherwise perfect round. And he is rattled, frustrated, thinking about that bogey. He glances at the card, sees a number that isn't quite right, doesn't catch it, and signs. And that's it. The whole ball game. Rule 38-3, as it stood in 1968, a score higher than what you actually shot, stands as returned once signed. No appeals, no security camera you can pull up. No, but everyone saw me make the birdie. No, the paperwork is now the truth. And the paperwork says he shot a 66, not a 65. 1 stroke. That's the margin. 1 stroke on a mistake he didn't make on his own birthday at a major championship in front of a crowd that had just finished singing to him. And here's the part that gets me every time I read this story. He doesn't rage. He doesn't blame. He walks up to the reporters afterwards and says, and this is an actual quote, "What a stupid I am. And then, it is my fault, nobody else's." The rule worked exactly as written. That's what makes it unfair. Nobody cheated, nobody lied. The system just quietly ate a man's best day and then handed him the bill for it. I bring all this up with a certain amount of authority because I have my own Unfairway story. And it happened the very first time I ever picked up a golf club and thought I was ready to hit the course. We were playing alternate ball, 9 holes, blazing hot day. And I want to be clear. Our team score for those 9 holes was 65. 65. And I'll tell you, Dennis carried the weight of most of that. And if you know golf, you just gasp. Well, I need you to ungas because I did not play golf that day. I played a very confused, very bad game of baseball. Line drive to the left field, line drive to the right field. At one point, I hit a ball that I could only describe as bouncing, not rolling, bouncing, approximately 20 feet. And I'm being generous with that. And it did so grudgingly, like the ball itself had reservations about my swing and wanted that one on record. And yet, in the middle of this full public demolition of my own dignity, 3 things happened that had absolutely no business being that beautiful. The first, a breeze, just a soft, out-of-nowhere breeze. And I lifted my face into it, and something in me went completely quiet. And then a butterfly landed on my golf ball while I was lining up a downswing and just sat there watching, possibly judging, but mostly just there. And then on the 6th hole, right as I felt a truly excellent swear word gathering itself in my chest, fully loaded, ready to go, Dennis kissed me, quick and proper, timed with the precision of a man who has clearly done this exact rescue maneuver before. Maybe not with a kiss, but within his own soul. That, let's just stop right here moment. That's the unfair way. It's not fair. The score isn't fair. The bounces are definitely not fair. And the whole sport is apparently rigged by wind and geography and a ball with its very own opinions. But every so often, right when you've earned the absolute right to be furious, something absurdly gentle lands in your hands instead. A butterfly, a breeze, a man with better timing than your own golf swing. Here's why Roberto's scorecard isn't just a golf story. It's a Tuesday, any Tuesday, at your job. Think about the last time you signed off on something without really rereading it. The expense report at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Come on, seriously, you've got better plans. You're heading out the door. The performance review you skimmed because you'd already read 4 that day. The form where you scroll straight to the signature line because you trust that the person who filled it out did it right, and you're tired, and it's fine. It's probably fine. That's Rule 38.3 with a lanyard on it. Your name at the bottom is now the truth, whether or not it matches what actually happened. Nobody's cheating. Nobody's lying. The system just quietly asked you to vouch for something you didn't fully check and then hold you to it forever. You are accountable. Roberto's version cost him a green jacket. Yours probably just cost you an awkward conversation with HR. But it's the same unfair way. The rules working exactly as designed, and the person standing there afterwards saying, "What a stupid I am," when really the form should have made it easier to catch. Here's the good news, sort of. In 2024, the PGA Tour, working with the USGA and the R&A, finally added a correction window. Players now get 15 minutes after signing to catch and fix the scorecard error, even if they've already left the scoring area. 56 years it took professional golf, 56 years to look at Roberto De Vicenzo's story and go, yeah, okay, that probably should not be able to happen. And honestly, that tracks with basically every system we've got. It's not the unfairness gets noticed right away. It's that admitting it and actually rewriting the rule takes an absurdly long time. Golf just happened to do it in public with a very good story attached. KBO's line today, the unfair way, because some days the most honest thing, golf or your job or anything else, can tell you is that you did everything right and it still didn't work out. Wear the mindset. That's KBO Standard Supply LLC.com. The store is still filling in, one phase at a time, one phrase at a time. This one's up next. You can stand on that green looking for someone to blame. The rule book, the pencil, the guy holding it. Or you can take just a moment, notice the breeze. The butterfly didn't check the sky for an explanation before it landed on that bow. It just landed. We checked. It's real. You're not going to believe it. Till next time, take care, my friend.